フルカウンター
Alright lads, so finally Light Elizabeth is coming to global. Honestly, these waits have been getting annoying now. I'm fed up of it. I just want to play the new stuff. I hate the fact we have to wait 2 weeks, but she's finally out. And I guess it's so is Traitor Melly, because for a lot of us right now, if you're a new player, you probably haven't gotten this guy. Literally hasn't came out for 6 months. It's been half a year basically since he's been out. So that is why the thumbnail or title is basically should you summon for Light Elizabeth and Traitor Melly, because literally as you can see by the banner right now, they're advertising both together because it's a big part of the game. But as always, if ever a new banner that comes out, we do the before you summon on this channel. We go for everything you know about the characters, what to do, is it worth summoning, what is coming next. So boys, let's just jump in. Alright, so before we dive into all this new stuff that's coming, what is next? We do know that we're likely going to be getting a Summer Brunhild literally on Wednesday on JP. And for she's not going to be better than Elizabeth, but if you prefer Brunhild in a swimsuit probably, then maybe wait until one day to see what that she looks like and what she does do, because I assume she's going to be a PvP character, since we already have the Brunhild, which is for PvE, so it makes sense to get the new one, right? So I just point out, I saw a few people saying they're skipping Elizabeth just for her, so I'll put it out there anyway. Alright, so we'll start with the main thing. If you're a new player, should you be summoning? Yes. Whenever the new festival comes out, it's always the go-to. Typically, we get a festival every 2 months now, so they're always the big banners to summon for. However, this time around, we do have a big thing, and that is Light Elizabeth being the first light type character, and she definitely is worth it. Not only that, they mugged it. What? I've just realized what he's done. So if you pull Elizabeth, you're not even going to get level 80. I don't know why they did that, because the big thing right now, we are getting level 100 characters, so the SSR pendants from level 1 to 80, even 80 to 100 is a lot right now. So it would have been nice to get her level 80, but they've mugged it. But before we go through Light Elizabeth, I'm sure a lot of you already know what Traitor Melly does do, and this guy is, honestly, I'm going to say it, the best festival. Not only for the fact how powerful he is, but his ultimate is so perfect, man. Let me just show you. Alright, so like I said, despite this guy being like the best for PvE content, PvP, wherever you can use him, you're going to use him, right? And the fact that he is a darkness type character is just so much better for the team, basically. But one thing that I love about this guy that I don't think people really talk too much about is his actual scaling of ultimate is perfect, and it's a prime example of how festivals should be in the game. As you can see, every time you get a dupe, it kind of scales up equally, right? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Even the cleave multiplier goes up by 5% each time. And look at the actual multiplier for the ultimate. It scales up consistently. That is perfect. That means every dupe you get is equivalent to no matter what, 1 to 2.6 to 3.6. Every dupe matters, right? It kind of adds up to each other. Where when you get towards the Yan and Harlequin, shocking, and Elizabeth has the same thing as well. But like, look at his one. At 1.6, it's 2%. How do we go from 2% to 40% in 6.6? It's ridiculous. Like, the big difference Harlequin makes, or Festival King, is getting him from 4.6 to 5.6 doubles. And it basically means when you get like 3 to 4 dupes of Harlequin, it doesn't really matter because it's only 8% difference. It's terrible. And that goes for Diane. Diane's a shocker character too. Diane goes from 3 to 5 to 8 up to 30. It's like, if this was Traitor Melly, it would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And that's a perfect way of doing it. So not only for the fact that Traitor Melly is by far like the best character alone besides the ultimate, when you get deep with this guy, it's definitely worth it. And you know, you want to summon from him if you haven't gotten him. Alright, so let's run through the skills to explain what she does. So we'll go over the passive towards the end because that's kind of its own thing really. But basically this character is a light type character, so you are going to have that passive buff just for having her on your team. So she, as a light type character, takes 10% less damage, I believe, from every other color. And also as well, if you are bringing in green characters, you then take 10% less damage from reds. I believe this has worked. So the exact opposite of how Traitor Meliodas is. But she is a HP unit, meaning you want to bring HP defense because 2 out of 3 of her skills are based off HP rather than attack, so very similar to Purgatory Barn. So the first skill is inflict flood damage equal to X damage based off attack. So if they made this HP, it might have been a bit more broken, not gonna lie, because obviously you're going to be running, you know, HP defense or HP crit, meaning your actual attack stat is a lot lower than usual. But I think it's kind of fine because she does increase her attack stat later on when through a passive, although it's still HP as well. But you want to bring HP defense. It's still really good skill. HP defense, it still makes you have more HP, so you lose less in comparison when you get attacked, so your flood damage is still going to be quite a bit here. And then the next skill is basically reverse detonate, to where you do more damage based off your orbs, and also it is based off HP as well. And yeah, this is really good skill. The ultimate though is where it kind of comes in and kind of separates her from Traitor Meliodas being like a good free-to-play festival. And it does scale up quite well. Free, actually, you can see the multiplier is 30, 35, 40. It's kind of how you want it to be, not like King, where it scales when it scales up from like 3, 2, 5, and then 15. And then a revive multiplier, once again, is good as well. It goes from 5, 10, 15. Each dupe is equal to each other, apart from the little gap from the extra 20% jump towards the end here. And then this is where the problem comes in, right? So what she does do when she does do damage, basically, is apply a buff called Revive, meaning when you have the Revive buff on, if you die, you then revive, depending on what ult level you have, right? And as you can see, it scales up from 5% max HP, 10% max HP, 15. You want to get higher up, right? So you can actually survive a few hits. Basically, if you die around 3-6, you're probably still going to get one-shotted, depending on what's obviously happening in the field. So 5, 6, and 6 is kind of where you want to be, because you're going to probably survive 1 or 2 more hits to where you can actually like be somewhat usable. But as you can see, the big thing here at 6, 6, it does turn into a 2-turn actual revival, meaning you can kind of last 1 turn. The way I see it right now is if someone does have the revive passive, if you somehow do survive, you can probably long out the battle for like 1 turn to where you can kind of just kill next turn, basically. But then the biggest one, and it did this on purpose, is, well, at 1 to 3, 6, it is a blue buff, and obviously right now in the meta, that is massive, because Rumor is being used a lot right now, meaning if you ult with Elizabeth and apply a revival buff, literally, Rumor is just going to remove it straight away, and it's going to be absolutely useless. So you want to get this character minimum to 4, 6, to where that buff then turns into a Grady buff, meaning it cannot be removed by Rumor's passive or any other character that removes buffs. So yeah, that is the one bad thing about the character. You really want to get a 4 to 3, 6. However, does that make her not usable? No, you can definitely still use her and you know, do crazy damage, rely on other characters to do more damage as well. It's just kind of the one negative about the character, unlike Traitor Meliodas, where you want to get the character to 3 to 4, 6 or 4 to 5, 6, basically, where Traitor Meli, you can kind of use that 1, 6 and, you know, have the same power no matter what dupe level you have. It just does more damage. So the passive is pretty straightforward. Whenever you or an ally uses skill, you increase your basic stats by 4%, maxing at 6 times. When you do hit that 6 times max, you are going to heal all your team by 30% of your max HP, and also get a 15% hero stat increase for 5 turns. But the thing is, you only get buffs, or just only procs, when you use characters that are specifically 7 Sins characters or Archangels, which is fine because literally every meta character right now is basically either a Sin or obviously an Archangel. However, the one bad thing that I'm seeing people say is the fact that you do have to use those characters, meaning a lot of them are festivals. So you typically want to have like Margaret maxed out, you want to have Sario maxed out. I mean, that kind of goes with any other team. You want to have them maxed out, but if you're trying to build up her team, you're probably using a full festival team, so I can kind of see it being a little bit annoying for new players, because, well, you can't really get a 6-6 Diane, you know, you can't get a 6-6 Harlequin, you can't really get a 6-6 Margaret unless you got really lucky or welled out. So it definitely can hurt you here a little bit, but that is pretty much how the character works. Pretty straightforward, and definitely an OP character, and definitely someone I'll be using. However, personally, just the way my team is right now with a 6-6 Rimuru, I definitely probably wouldn't be using a lot here. That's just my personal way, right? Because obviously I invested a lot into the unknown teams, and also obviously Rimuru. So she's kind of useless towards me. However, I'm a content creator and I can spend a bit of money, so I don't mind getting her for the first time. Because, well, like how we saw Traitor Meli, we might not see another Light of Darkness type themed color until basically the New Year's, and that's gonna be 6 months. So I'd highly recommend getting her now, because you might not see her again for 6 months. So I kind of went over it briefly, but here is the banner. So she is the highest rate here, of course, 0.25% standard rates here. And in the festivals, pretty good. I mean, if you get a festival, you're going to be happy. Traitor Meli, Harlequin, I have him 6-6, so I wouldn't mind getting a dupe here. The one, he's there. I mean, most of them have 6-6 now, but once again, you wouldn't mind getting a dupe. Purgatory Barn, you want to get 6-6. I mean, even Escalon, you want to get 6-6 if you don't have him. Margaret, thank God she's here, but you want to get a 6-6 because she literally has a 6-6 ability. And then Harlequin as well, you want to get more dupes because, like I said before at the start of the video, his ultimate doesn't really scale up too great until you get him to like around 4 to 5, 6. So like I said, you want to get dupes for them. So getting a festival is going to be great here. Unfortunately, the filler rate for the normal SSRs isn't the best because you don't have Red Tamiel, so a little unfortunate. But you do have obviously Green Sario, so you can have a chance to get her. And obviously you want to get her maxed out to use an association for her grace. And then your Megans here, if you skipped her, then you have a chance to get her here. Magelda as well. Escanor. And then, yeah, I mean, Scardy. Other than that, it's, decent characters to get. You want to get Ragnarok Barn for the first time. He's actually really, really usable right now in the meta. I think even for Elizabeth's team, you want to use her in the subs, or him in the sub slot. So you kind of want to get him 6/6. So pray you get him most of the times rather than getting these terrible characters. And yeah, for a festival, it's looking like a really bad banner in comparison towards what is on the filler, right? Because like this just looks so unappetizing at the bottom. Like it's like Red King, it's not too great, man. They really should have allowed us to vote for some seasonal characters. Obviously, there's no point getting into that now, but it's yeah, it's not too great. The only ones you're really looking forward to summoning is Magelda, Brunhild, Jormungand, and Sariel, and then I guess Ragnarok Barn, and then maybe Sigurd and Arthur if you're using them. But other than that, it's yeah, not too great. So should you summon? Yes. But what I will say is though, if you really want to, wait until tomorrow on Wednesday when we do get the JP patch note to see what we do get. We do know we are getting a summer Ragnarok Brunhild. However, what I will say is though, with that Ragnarok update, if we do get the Ragnarok chapter, that means they moved it 2 weeks early rather than ending after obviously Light Elizabeth. So it likely means we're going to get another festival character or another collaboration. That is just what I'm thinking, because typically we get the Ragnarok chapter after the festival does leave, but if they move it 2 weeks early, then they clearly have something planned, like a festival collaboration. But yeah, lads, that is it. Let me know what you're doing. Are you going to be summoning? I think for a lot of us is a guaranteed yes. Just even for Traitor Meliodas alone, he's just worth it. Elizabeth looks really, really good. Looks like a character you want to just get for the first time, because, well, she won't return for like literally 6 months, if anything. So yeah, boys, thank you for watching. Good luck tomorrow if you are summoning. I will be summoning on my global account. However, I only have 450 diamonds, so yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of luck to get her, basically, because I won't get her for a few weeks, because yeah, it's gonna take a while. But thankfully we do get 300 free diamonds just for logging in for a whole month. 10 diamonds today, basically. But boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.